A woman's life does not end after marriage. It only changes its direction. Let me begin with a simple question. When a woman gets married, does she stop being a dreamer, a learner, a creator, a human being with purpose? Society often answers silently, yes. But life answers loudly, no. Marriage is not the final chapter of a woman's story. It is merely a new page. And the tragedy is not marriage itself, but the belief that a woman must shrink her world the moment she steps into it. Many people think marriage is a destination for a woman, but marriage is not a full stop. It is a comma. A woman does not lose her identity when she gains a partner. She does not stop growing when she starts caring for others. Yet from childhood, she is told, prepare for marriage instead of prepare for life. Her ambitions are adjusted, her dreams are postponed, and her voice is softened in the name of adjustment. Here's the hook we must all reflect on. If a woman can manage a home, nurture relationships, and support everyone around her, why do we doubt her ability to manage her own dreams? Inspired by wisdom teachers like GAUR Gopal, we learn that balance is the essence of life. A woman is not selfish for choosing herself alongside her family. In fact, a fulfilled woman builds a fulfilled family. When she grows, everyone around her grows. When she is allowed to learn, work, fail, rise, and shine, she becomes an example, not a rebel. The real strength of marriage is not control, but companionship. Not sacrifice alone, but support. Ask yourself this: would you water a plant and then complain when it grows? Then why do we expect women to stop growing after marriage? A woman's life is not defined by a single role. She can be a wife and a leader, a mother and a student, a caregiver and a creator. Marriage should not cage her wings. It should give her a wider sky. And when society says, this is enough, she must gently but firmly reply, I am capable of more. Because a woman who believes her life continues after marriage does not just change her own story, she changes generations. Marriage is often perceived as a defining milestone in a woman's life, a point where her individual journey is thought to merge entirely into another person's world. Yet this notion is a profound misunderstanding of both life and human potential. A woman's marriage is not the end of her personal story, it is a continuation. A new chapter filled with opportunities to grow, contribute, and redefine her purpose. It is not a full stop, but a comma in a sentence that is still being written. The moment a woman says, I do, society may unconsciously signal that her ambitions, dreams, and desires are now secondary, that her life's momentum must slow, or that her identity should adjust to fit a new role. However, this perspective ignores the immense strength, creativity, and vision a woman brings to every space she inhabits. Marriage is not a limitation. It is a platform for evolution. Consider for a moment the skills and qualities a woman develops before marriage: perseverance, empathy, discipline, problem-solving, and resilience. These are not traits that vanish upon changing her last name or entering a shared household. Instead, they become the very tools that allow her to navigate married life with grace, purpose, and impact. Marriage does not require her to give up her dreams. It calls for adaptability, patience, and partnership. A woman who continues to pursue her goals while embracing her responsibilities does not create conflict. She cultivates a life of balance and fulfillment. She demonstrates that ambition and commitment are not mutually exclusive but complementary. In the lives of those who inspire, we see countless examples of women who thrived after marriage, not in spite of it. Their journeys illustrate that the institution of marriage, when approached as a partnership rather than a cage, can provide stability, emotional support, and shared vision, allowing both partners to grow. A woman's potential is not limited to her marital role. It expands as she learns to integrate her passions with her relationships, her work with her home life, and her ambitions with her commitments. The misconception that marriage marks the end of self-expression undermines not only her confidence, but also the collective progress that arises when women are encouraged to continue flourishing. Society often underestimates the influence of a woman whose life remains vibrant and purpose-driven after marriage. Her continued pursuit of knowledge, creativity, and personal growth serves as a model for her family, community, and peers. It teaches children that life is a series of evolving opportunities, that gender should never define potential, and that marriage is a stage for shared growth rather than personal limitation. Women who embrace this philosophy carry forward a legacy of resilience and inspiration. Their lives demonstrate that marriage is not a boundary. It is a context in which wisdom, compassion, and determination can intersect to create extraordinary outcomes. The challenge lies in mindset. Too often, women are conditioned to believe that their ambitions must wait, that self-care is secondary, or that their personal dreams must be sacrificed for family obligations. Reframing marriage as a continuation rather than a conclusion empowers women to approach life with renewed confidence, creativity, and authenticity. It invites them to pursue goals they have set for themselves, engage in lifelong learning, contribute meaningfully to their communities, and maintain a NSE of individuality while embracing partnership. By doing so, they embody a model of strength and balance that redefines expectations for themselves and others. Marriage, in its truest form, does not signal ending, it signals transformation. A woman's life continues to evolve, and her journey is enriched by the shared experiences, responsibilities, and love that come with marriage. Her dreams do not diminish, they expand, adapt, and integrate with her evolving life. The moment she recognizes that marriage is not a ceiling but a platform, she steps into a life where her ambitions, purpose, and identity are honored, where her growth contributes to her family and society, and where her story continues with renewed depth, richness, and meaning. A woman's identity is not something that exists only until she marries. It is a living, evolving aspect of who she is, one that continues to grow and transform throughout every stage of life. Too often, society implies that marriage demands compromise at the cost of individuality, suggesting that a woman must fold her ambitions, soften her voice, or shrink her presence to fit into someone else's expectations. This perception is not only limiting, but fundamentally untrue. Marriage does not erase identity. It offers an opportunity to redefine it, to integrate personal growth with partnership, and to demonstrate that strength and love can coexist without one overshadowing the other. A woman's true identity is resilient, adaptive, and far too rich to be diminished by marital roles. From the earliest years, a woman develops skills, dreams, and a sense of purpose. She cultivates curiosity, creativity, compassion, and courage. These are not attributes that are meant to be paused or hidden upon entering marriage. They are the foundation upon which she can build not only a fulfilling personal life, but also a thriving family and community. The misconception that marriage demands the disappearance of self undermines the very qualities that make a woman an equal partner and a source of inspiration. A woman who nurtures her own identity brings wisdom, confidence, and depth to her relationships. She does not compete with her spouse. She complements, enriches, and elevates the shared journey. The challenge often lies in perception. Women may feel pressured to conform to traditional roles or societal expectations, believing that prioritizing their ambitions or personal growth is selfish. However, identity is not selfishness. It is authenticity. When a woman continues to explore her talents, pursue her educational career, and nurture her interests, she models resilience and determination. She teaches that growth is not limited by age, relationship status, or societal expectations. Her identity remains dynamic, not static, constantly shaped by experiences, reflections, and aspirations. This ongoing development strengthens her capacity to love, to lead, and to inspire. Marriage can become a platform for identity expansion rather than suppression. A woman who maintains her individuality contributes more effectively to her household and community. Her confidence creates a ripple effect, empowering others to honor their own identities. Children observe not only a loving partnership, but also an example of self-respect and ambition. Partners witness the value of collaboration and mutual growth. A woman's identity is a source of light that illuminates the environment around her, and when nurtured, it does not threaten relationships, it strengthens them. Historically, women's contributions were often undervalued or overshadowed after marriage. Yet countless examples demonstrate that a woman's influence continues and even deepens when she retains her individuality. Her perspective, creativity, and voice enrich decisions, solve problems, and inspire change. Identity, when embraced and honored, becomes a tool for resilience. It allows women to navigate challenges, balance responsibilities, and create meaningful impact while maintaining a sense of self. The narrative that identity must be sacrificed is outdated, not because society says so, but because lived experience shows that fulfilled, authentic women build stronger families, communities, and partnerships. The essence of identity is continuity, integration, and evolution. A woman's marriage is a significant phase in life, but it is not a stage that limits her. Her personal values, ambitions, and passions are not negotiable in the sense of disape. Errands, rather, they are assets that she can weave into her married life. By embracing her identity, she becomes more than a partner or a caregiver. She becomes a source of inspiration, a role model, and a force of growth and transformation. Her life demonstrates that marriage is not about giving up the self, but about expanding the self, blending individuality with shared purpose, and proving that authenticity and love are not mutually exclusive. Dreams are often described as the compass of life, guiding us toward purpose, growth, and fulfillment. Yet too often, women are socialized to believe that their dreams are secondary, especially after marriage. From a young age, they are asked to focus on preparation for roles as wives, mothers, and caregivers, while personal ambitions are quietly set aside. The message is subtle but pervasive. Dreams are optional, or at best, a luxury. This notion could not be farther from the truth. Dreams are not optional for women, nor are they a distraction from responsibility. They are essential to a woman's sense of self, her emotional well-being, and her ability to contribute meaningfully to her family and society. When a woman is encouraged to pursue her dreams, she does not weaken her relationships. She strengthens them, modeling courage, purpose, and resilience. A dream is not merely a career goal or a professional milestone. It is any aspiration that fuels growth, cultivates passion, and fosters a sense of meaning. Whether it is creative, intellectual, spiritual, or philanthropic, a dream energizes the mind and nurtures the soul. When a woman allows herself to dream and work toward those dreams, she cultivates confidence, perseverance, and clarity of purpose. These qualities are essential not only to her own personal development, but also to the environments she inhabits, her family, workplace, and community. A woman whose dreams are alive and active radiates positivity and inspiration, teaching those around her that ambition and care can coexist, that pursuing one's purpose does not diminish love or commitment. The challenge often arises in perception. Society frequently measures a woman's success by the well-being of her family, the smoothness of her household, or her ability to manage responsibilities. These are significant achievements, but they are not the entirety of her potential. Dreams provide a sense of direction that complements rather than competes with her other roles. A woman who pauses or abandons her dreams risks stagnation dissatisfaction, and a sense of incompleteness. In contrast, a woman who actively nurtures her goals becomes a role model of courage and self-belief. Her energy and focus inspire her family to pursue their own aspirations and cultivate a culture where ambition is celebrated rather than suppressed. Marriage and family life, rather than restricting a woman's dreams, can offer unique opportunities for their realization. The skills she develops through relationship management, empathy, patience, communication, and strategic thinking can enhance her ability to achieve her goals. Her personal ambitions are not at odds with her responsibilities. They are complementary forces that, when balanced, create a richer, more fulfilled life. A woman who continues to dream after marriage demonstrates that life is not about settling, but about evolving. Her ambitions become a source of shared joy, inspiration, and growth for those around her. Moreover, dreams are a form of self-respect. To pursue a dream is to acknowledge one's worth, capabilities, and vision. When a woman prioritizes her dreams, she sends a powerful message that her life has meaning beyond any single role, that her contributions are valuable, and that her potential is limitless. In nurturing her dreams, she maintains a sense of agency and identity, refusing to allow societal expectations or marital conventions to dictate the trajectory of her life. She becomes a living testament to the truth that purpose is not diminished by marriage. It is enriched by it. Every woman who dares to dream challenges stereotypes and expands the horizon for others. Her vision inspires not only her children and partner, but also her community, showing that ambition and care, independence and partnership, dreams and responsibility can coexist harmoniously. Dreams are not optional. They are the lifeblood of growth, the foundation of fulfillment, and the key to a woman living fully, authentically, and purposefully. They are not a detour from responsibility, but the path that allows her to bring her best self into every aspect of life, including marriage, family, and society. A marriage at its core is meant to be a partnership, a shared journey where two individuals come together to support, nurture, and uplift each other. Yet all too often, relationships are approached as structures of control, where one partner's aspirations, ideas, or voice are diminished in the name of harmony. When control replaces support, silence replaces expression, and compromise becomes suppression. For a woman, this dynamic can be particularly limiting, leaving her dreams and potential unfulfilled. True strength in a relationship, however, is not derived from dominance, instruction, or suppression. It is derived from encouragement, empathy, and genuine support, where each person is allowed to grow individually while contributing to the shared life they are building together. Support is not merely about agreeing with every idea or avoiding conflict. It is about creating an environment where a woman feels empowered to explore her ambitions, voice her opinions, and make decisions without fear of judgment or diminishment. When she is supported, her confidence flourishes, her creativity blossoms, and her resilience strengthens. A woman who experiences this type of encouragement does not simply survive within a marriage, she thrives. She brings energy, vision, and inspiration to every aspect of the partnership, transforming the relationship into a space where both partners can excel. The ripple effect of support extends beyond the couple, influencing children, families, and communities by modeling a culture of trust, equality, and empowerment. Control, on the other hand, has the opposite effect. When a woman is limited, micromanaged, or discouraged from pursuing her goals, she is forced into silence. Her ideas, talents, and ambitions are hidden, often under the guise of compromise or tradition. Control suppresses individuality and erodes confidence, creating a dynamic where fear of judgment replaces authentic self-expression. This not only diminishes her potential but also weakens the relationship itself. A partnership built on control may appear orderly on the surface, but beneath lies resentment, frustration, and unrealized opportunity. Silence is never a sign of harmony, it is a sign of constraint. Encouragement, however, creates a powerful cycle of growth. When a woman is supported, she contributes more fully, not only to the relationship, but to the family, the workplace, and the world. Support allows her to take risks, innovate, and excel without fear of failure or criticism. A partnership grounded in mutual encouragement fosters trust and respect, where each partner feels valued for their unique contributions. In such an environment, challenges are approached collaboratively rather than competitively. Disagreements become opportunities for growth, and individual achievements are liberated as collective victories. Support transforms marriage from a structure of limitation into a platform for potential, growth, and shared fulfillment. The most inspiring marriages are those where both partners recognize the value of empowerment. They understand that control may create obedience, but only support creates strength. A woman who is supported is not weakened by vulnerability. She is strengthened by the knowledge that her ambitions, ideas, and voice are respected. This strength allows her to give more fully to the relationship, nurture her family more effectively, and pursue her dreams with clarity and purpose. She becomes a living example of the profound truth that love does not demand sacrifice of self. It demands compassion, understanding, and shared growth. In practice, support manifests in countless ways. Listening without judgment, celebrating achievements without envy, encouraging learning and personal growth, allowing space for decision-making, and fostering an environment where opinions are respected. These actions may seem small, but their impact is transformative. A woman who experiences consistent support feels empowered to navigate challenges, innovate in her career, nurture her family, and maintain her sense of identity. Control, by contrast, may enforce compliance, but it stifles creativity, diminishes ambition, and silences potential. The distinction is clear. Support builds life, energy, and confidence. Control builds limitation, fear, and invisibility. A woman's life is often described in terms of the many roles she plays: daughter, wife, mother, professional, caregiver, friend, mentor. Society frequently emphasizes the need for her to perform each role flawlessly, sometimes implying that to do so, she must sacrifice her own identity, ambitions, or passions. This perspective is not only limiting but also untrue. A woman can balance multiple roles without losing herself, because her identity, her dreams, and her individuality are not in opposition to the responsibilities she takes on. They are the foundation that enables her to excel in all areas of life. Balance does not require diminishing oneself. It requires understanding priorities, cultivating resilience, and embracing authenticity. The ability to balance multiple roles begins with self-awareness. A woman who understands her strengths, limitations, values, and passions can navigate the complex demands of life with clarity and purpose. She recognizes that she is not defined solely by the role she fulfills, but by the unique combination of her skills, ambitions, and character. This understanding allows her to approach responsibilities with focus rather than obligation, to act from choice rather than pressure, and to maintain a sense of agency in every decision. When a woman grounds herself in self-awareness, she does not collapse under the weight of expectations. She adapts gracefully, creating harmony between her personal aspirations and her commitments to others. Time management and prioritization are essential tools, but balance is not merely logistical. It is psychological and emotional. A woman who respects her own needs, sets boundaries, and delegates when necessary preserves the energy required to give fully to each role. She understands that overextension does not equate to success and that her impact is enhanced when she operates from a place of alignment rather than exhaustion. By nurturing herself alongside her family, career, and relationships, she models a powerful principle. Caring for oneself is not selfish. It is essential to sustaining the capacity to care for others effectively. Balancing multiple roles also requires flexibility and adaptability. Life is dynamic and circumstances change constantly. A woman who clings rigidly to a singular definition of herself or her responsibilities risks burnout or dissatisfaction. In contrast, a woman who embraces change, who allows her roles to evolve alongside her growth, discovers that balance is not about equal distribution of time, but about harmony of purpose. She can lead at work while nurturing her family, pursue creative projects while sustaining meaningful relationships, and serve her community while staying aligned with her personal goals. Each role becomes an expression of her multifaceted identity rather than a restriction upon it. Support from partners, family, and community further amplifies a woman's ability to balance roles. When she receives encouragement, shared responsibility, and emotional understanding, she can devote energy to her ambitions without compromising the quality of her commitments. This does not diminish her autonomy, it reinforces it. The collaboration allows her to approach life with clarity, joy, and creativity, demonstrating that balance is not achieved through isolation or perfection, but through intention, resilience, and a network of mutual respect. A woman who successfully navigates multiple roles inspires those around her. Children learn that ambition and responsibility can coexist. Partners understand the value of equality and shared growth, and communities witness the power of authentic leadership. Balancing roles without losing oneself is not a sign of superhuman ability. It is a result of self-respect, clarity, and the conscious integration of personal growth with responsibilities. It proves that a woman's identity is not fragmented by the demands of life. It is enriched by them, allowing her to contribute fully, love deeply, and live authentically. An empowered woman carries influence that reaches far beyond herself, touching not only her immediate family, but generations to come. Empowerment is more than independence or personal achievement. It is the ability to make conscious choices, pursue one's passions, uphold values, and inspire others to recognize and embrace their own potential. When a woman understands her worth, nurtures her talents, and refuses to be confined by societal limitations, she creates a ripple effect that transforms not only her life, but also the environment around her. The children who witness her courage and determination internalize the lesson that ambition, integrity, and purpose are not limited by gender or circumstance. A single empowered woman can sow seeds of confidence, resilience, and vision that flourish across generations. The impact of empowerment begins with example. A woman who prioritizes education, personal growth, and meaningful contribution sends a powerful message to those who observe her that life is a continuous journey of learning and becoming. Her daughters learn that they too can pursue dreams without restriction, that they need not shrink themselves to fit societal expectations, and that their voice is valuable and worthy of expression. Her sons learn to respect equality, to value collaboration over dominance, and to understand that a strong, capable partner enriches every aspect of life. By embodying empowerment, a woman shapes the values, attitudes, and behaviors of future generations, creating a culture where confidence, ambition, and mutual respect are the norm rather than the exception. Empowerment also manifests in decision-making and leadership. A woman who approaches her life with clarity, agency, and purpose demonstrates to others that choices matter, that vision is essential. ND, that responsibility can coexist with compassion. Whether in managing a household, leading a team at work, or contributing to her community, her example teaches that strength is rooted in authenticity, resilience, and integrity. The lessons she imparts are not theoretical. They are lived experiences that resonate deeply with those who look up to her. Children, relatives, and community members internalize these behaviors, learning to navigate life with courage, confidence, and ethical clarity. A woman's empowerment also influences societal change. When she pursues her ambitions, engages in public service, or advocates for equality, she challenges norms that have historically limited women's contributions. She demonstrates that gender is not a limitation, but a dimension of perspective that enriches decision-making, creativity, and problem-solving. Her success encourages other women to step forward, creating networks of mentorship, collaboration, and mutual inspiration. Communities that witness empowered women flourish are more equitable, inclusive, and forward-thinking, and the impact reverberates across time as values of respect, independence, and ambition are passed down. The ripple effect of an empowered woman extends beyond visible achievements. It is also present in the subtle lessons she models daily. Her perseverance in the face of challenges, her ability to maintain balance and authenticity, and her courage to pursue her purpose all teach resilience, adaptability, and determination. These lessons shape attitudes, self-belief, and life choices in ways that formal education or instruction often cannot. Children grow up understanding that their potential is not determined by circumstance, gender, or societal expectations, but by their commitment to growth, integrity, and action. Empowerment transforms ordinary lives into legacies. A woman who recognizes her power and chooses to exercise it becomes a catalyst for change that transcends her own lifespan. Each action she takes, pursuing a dream, mentoring another, advocating for fairness, or maintaining her individuality, sends a message of possibility to future generations. In this way, empowerment is not merely personal fulfillment. It is a strategic investment in the world she shapes for her children, her community, and the generations yet to come. Her influence multiplies, proving that when a woman embraces her strength, wisdom, and potential, she does not just live a life, she changes the course of history for those who follow. So remember this deeply: a woman's life does not end after marriage, it evolves. Let us raise daughters who know this, raise sons who respect this, and build marriages that celebrate this. When a woman is allowed to live fully, love deeply, and dream boldly, marriage becomes not an ending, but a beautiful beginning, and that is how life, relationships, and society truly flourish.